The US P-51 Mustang was arguably one of the most important aircraft of World War II. It was crucial to the Allied victory in Europe, with its ability to escort bombers over long distances. But towards the end of the war, some started to think, what's better than one P-51? Well, how about two stuck together? In this video, we look at the F-82 Twin Mustang and its use by US forces. The Allied bombing over Europe during World War II aimed to hit Germany and its allies by targeting strategically important sites. For the most part, Allied aircraft took off from runways in England and needed to travel a long distance to their targets in Germany. Given this distance, it often meant no fighter escorts to protect the bombers for the whole flight. But the P-51 Mustang was able to combat this issue. It had a range of 750 miles or 1,200 kilometers. But issues arose in the Pacific Theater as it could not assist with the need for bombing missions from the Philippines to the Japanese mainland. This is where the Twin Mustang comes in. In 1943, with the Allies still not on continental Europe and a fair distance from Japan, North American aviation began to put together a concept for a long-range fighter using the success of the P-51 Mustang, dubbed the XP-82. This would see the joining of two aircraft together, fixed at the wing and the rear tail section. The aircraft would hold two men, one in each cockpit. The pilot would be in the left cockpit, with the co-pilot or navigator in the right. Each of these was slightly altered with different flight controls and systems. The main armament consisted of 6 50 caliber M3 Browning machine guns. These were concentrated at the center wing between both propellers. The aircraft also had the ability to hold bombs up to 1,000 pounds on the outer wings and potential for up to 25 rockets. The engine of choice became two Rolls-Royce Merlin engines. This had an approximate top speed of 480 miles an hour or 775 kilometers an hour. The range now blew out to 2,200 miles or 3,500 kilometers. There were many other adjustments to the standard P-51 body, such as lengthening the fuselage, but for the most part, the aircraft just looked like two stuck together. The US military was so impressed by the aircraft in its early stages that it ordered 500 to be built in 1945. But by May of the same year, the war in Europe was over, and the inevitable Japanese surrender came in August. This meant the original order was cut down to around 20. But this wouldn't be the end for the Twin Mustang. As they were built and distributed by the military, their ability to cover long distances and the potential need for long-range bombing missions against the Soviets meant some of these were stationed in Japan, and their name changed from P-82, P for pursuit, to F-82, F for fighter. By 1950, a new conflict was underway in Korea, and this is where the aircraft would see action. As the only aircraft in Japan at the time capable of reaching Korea, the F-82 was deployed and would claim the first 3 air kills of the war. Not only that, it would be the first kill by the newly formed US Air Force, as during World War II, the Air Force was part of the Army. They would also participate in a large ground attack with other aircraft, taking out huge amounts of machines and troops. But ultimately, as the war went on and the age of jet fighters was well and truly underway, the F-82 was eventually phased out of the war by 1951 and replaced by much faster and manoeuvrable aircraft. Some of the remaining Mustangs were moved to Alaska and eventually scrapped, but the last would officially retire in November 1953. Although the Twin Mustang lived a very short life, its ultimate flaw was the simple reason of being created at the wrong time. A highly skillful aircraft, who knows what further aerial feats it could have produced had the invention of the jet aircraft been delayed. What did you think of the Twin Mustang aircraft of the US Air Force? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to expand your knowledge and join the growing Premier History community.